Alright, so in this one, we're going to have a look at file compression of a text file. Okay, so let's just remind ourselves of different methods of compression. We have lossy and we have lossless. Alright, now remember, with lossy, you are always going to lose information you can never get back. What this means is, for text file compression, lossy compression is a no-starter. Okay, we cannot lose information from a text file that we can't get back, otherwise it won't make sense. Alright, so we're only left with lossy compression. Alright, now the reason I'm making a video about the text file, even though we've looked at one about an image, is because it's done in kind of the same way, but it's a little bit different as well. So we're just going to have a look at how it is different. Alright, it's still the same way in the fact that it looks for patterns, and it's still the same way as that it will repeat those patterns using numbers and how many of those patterns there are, but it finds the patterns in kind of a little bit of a different way. Alright, so I've picked a quote here and it says, live as if you were to die tomorrow, learn as if you were to live forever. Alright, so let's have a look at some repeating information in this passage. Alright, so first of all we have live. Alright, we've got live here twice. Alright, so when we're compressing a file, what we would do is we would put this in a table and we would say live is now equal to number 1. Okay, and then if we have a look for more repetition in here, we change our color so we can make it so we can see a difference. If you have a look, we've got as if you were to here, and we also have as if you were to here. So that's quite a big chunk. All right, so we can go over here and we can say as if you were to can be equal to number 2. Okay, and then there is actually one more piece of repetition in here which you may or may not have noticed. Alright, we actually do have or, let me try that again, because I might have to circle this one because it's not too, make this a little bit narrower. So we have or here and we have or here. Okay, inside of words, but nevertheless repetition. Alright, so we can have or is equal to 3. Alright, so we've got a lookup table here, and what it's doing is saying that live is equal to, the word live is equal to 1, so we can represent live as 1 now. We can represent as if you were to as the number 2, and we can represent or as the number 3. Okay, so now we can rewrite this quote, all right, as if it was like compress it using the numbers here rather than the actual words that they go with. Okay, so we can have, if we rewrite this quote in a compressed way, we'd have 1, 2, right, live as if you were to, okay, die tomorrow. So here we have tomorrow, T-O-M, but then we replace the O in tomorrow with 3, okay, and then finish off tomorrow. Okay, so we've got 1, 2, die tomorrow with a 3 in the middle to represent the O. Okay, learn 2, 1. All right, to represent as if you were to live, all right, forever. F, and then we're going to put 3 instead of O, E-V-E-R from forever, and then that is our new quote. So you can see here we've used numbers using the table to represent these parts of the quote. All right, now the original quote that we had, this one here, was 74 characters long. All right, now this new quote here is now 34 characters long. All right, so if you work that out, it's around about 54% smaller, which is quite a big chunk, really, when you think about it. It's over half, or it's less than half the size of it originally was. Okay, so remember, this is only used when we're using text files. Okay, and it's working the same way as when we do the image files by looking for repetition in words, but it's setting it out inside of a table that we can then match the repetitive words, the words that have repeated, by a number. All right, and this one was almost a whole sentence, so that was a big chunk of it. All right, so remember, when we are doing text files, we cannot use lossy, because that would mean that we lose information. We have to use lossless. All right, we have to use lossless. All right, and we do it by creating a lookup table to match up repetition in words or sentences, and then we can change the repeated words into the numbers, and we can, depending on what your word file says, reduce that by a fair amount. In this case, it was 54%. Oh no, it was 54% smaller. Sorry, yeah. Okay, and that is file compression for text files.